Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wight Noise Podcast. With me is my co-host, Ethan. Nice. Our social media manager, Aaron.
Fat People Podcast.
And me, AJ, your host. Okay.
I clipped so hard.
Good job. That's going to be great. This is going to be great. I can already see this being a good podcast. We've gotten to a good start. We're doing great.
Already got the ball rolling with topics.
So Fat People Podcast. We were going to talk about that last week, but didn't.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I've been wanting to talk about this for like 3 weeks, man.
Yep. Go right ahead.
I don't even remember what the topic was. I think it was like some chick that posted something on my Snapchat story. Like the reason that I thought about this. And they were like, a clearly overweight person. Okay. And they were like, body positivity. And I was like, that's great and all. I'm glad you think about yourself in a positive way.
Right.
But you're gonna die.
Early.
Like earlier.
Yeah.
And it's not healthy, and it's not okay. Like, I know some people are, like, ultra skinny, and they're like, yes, I love my body. And some people are, like, super fat, and they're like, yes, I love my body, but you're gonna die.
See, you can be... See, like, there's, of course, like, the people who are super skinny, and then, like, they go anorexic to try and get more skinny, because they're like, I'm too fat. Oh. And, like, that's like, all right, no, you're a healthy weight. Your body mass index is, like, pretty nice. You're good where you are. Just maintain that. You're fine. You're healthy. And they're like, but I gotta be more skinny. Like, that's, you know, that's where, like, it comes from is, like, telling people to be so skinny that they hurt themselves. Yeah, that's not so good. And then there's, of course, there's people that are, like, a little bit more heavy set. You know, they're, like, maybe got a little bit more flab on them. And they're like a little bit more heavy set, but they're still fine. Like as far as their health concerns, yeah, they could lose a few pounds, but overall they're pretty good. But then there's people that are at serious health risks.
Like 2 at a time on the scale, please. When you step on, it's not okay. I'm just joking. That's a little cruel.
It's like, I'm sorry, but you're gonna die at 46 from either heart disease or gravity.
Dude. Now they bounce. What do you mean?
That's the one perk. Like,
they bounce.
But if your doctor's like, lose weight, you don't just look at him and go, no, body positivity. Like,
right.
Yeah. No,
right.
And people will talk about, like, I've seen posts of people who are like, my doctor called me obese today. How dare him, that fucking pig. I'm like...
yeah.
You telling me you're mad at your doctor?
No, you're the pig.
Told you what's wrong with you?
How dare the doctor tell me I have viruses?
Yeah.
I go to the doctor and my doctor's like, actually, you have a lung condition, and you need to, take this medicine and start doing these like breathing treatments and stuff, or you're gonna die of lung cancer. And I was like, you fucking asshole! What the fuck did you just say to me about my lungs? My bronchial tubes are beautiful, I will have you know.
I'm going home and smoke a pack of cigarettes right now. Thank you very
Just
much.
because they don't conform to your standard of beauty.
I think
Mr. General Practitioner.
Over the years, doctors are becoming more and more underappreciated, is what I'm noticing from a lot of people. Because you have like the whole anti-vax thing, and now you have like this whole weird body positivity thing. It's like
science in general is like flat earthers.
Yeah.
Like science in general's
people taking basically looking years and years of medical and scientific research in the face and just giving 2 birds and saying, fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're right.
That's not real.
I agree.
Love it.
Finally got the fat people topic out of the way, man.
Yep. It only took you 4 minutes to discuss it.
It did. That was it.
Now just to get the actual fat out of the way.
You were like so hyped about it last week. You're like, no, I need to talk about it right now. I need to talk about it. And I was like, no, you don't need to talk about it.
I think we talked about it more last week.
We did. We did.
That took 4 minutes.
Well, I was like, gosh, it must be a huge topic that he really wants to talk about. I'll let him go ahead and talk about it.
I was on a random. I was mad about somebody, and I don't remember who it was.
It was probably me for stopping you from discussing the topic.
No. It was some fat person.
I mean, it's a pretty short conversation because we're all in agreement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about something controversial. All right, so how do you guys feel about guns? Gun control. No, I'm joking.
Now, I wanted to talk about the Fortnite World Champions and
yes,
the championship, and the reward.
I like this topic, yeah.
So, of course, it's happened before. I was watching a video of like different compilations of big media outlets like CNN, NBC, Fox, BBC, all these big news outlets, and of course like places like ESPN and SportsCenter, who are like finally they are forced to acknowledge the presence of esports.
Yeah.
And the announcers / reporters or whatever just do not have a single inkling of what it's like what esports is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have no idea.
They're completely ignorant, which is insane. And this has resurfaced because they just recently there was the Fortnite World Championship, and the prize pool was a lot. I forget how much the prize pool was.
He won $3 million.
First place won
like $10 million?
Yeah, first place won $3 million. It was a 16-year-old kid.
The other two won. The second and third won. What was it? It was like $1.5 million.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So I think it was like, I think they had like 7 to 8 million as like the prize pool for the Fortnite World Championship.
Yeah.
No.
How much was it?
30 million.
30 million.
Okay.
So I guess they gave like prizes for people way down the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, they give. I used to watch a lot of the World Cup when it first came out, and they used to give it to like, I don't know, like the top like 50, top like 25.
Okay. Oh dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would split it.
That makes
sense. And like obviously you would get less and less as you went down, but like in that kind of prize pool, but they pull a lot of games. Like it's a lot of games. I'm guessing neither one of you have ever watched it.
I didn't watch the Fortnite one, no.
Okay,
no,
so
I've
what
watched
they used to do is they would
tournaments before, but not Fortnite.
Right.
Theirs is the weirdest, and that's why it's kind of annoying to watch sometimes. They play usually like 3 matches. I don't know how this one was set up. I'm going by old ones. But they played like 3 matches, and they would have a group of 100 people play 3 matches. And each kill was like worth like 1 point. And then your finish was also worth like 2 and 3 points, and it like went up as you scaled from place 10 to first, and it just like scaled up. So if you just went off and like popped off and got a bunch of kills, you didn't go unrewarded, but you got most rewarded by like finishing super high places. But like kills were still worth a lot. So if you got a good balance in between like 5th place and then like 10 kills or like 5 kills, because you don't really get a lot in those kind of games because they're all like pro players. So like most kind of kills were like 5 and 6. But so if you could get like 5th place and also get 5 kills, you might be higher than the guy that got 1st place with like 2 kills because of the way the points worked. But you would play 3 games, and whoever had the highest in those 3 games would move on to another round. And they would do that for like 4 days until they finally had just like one like 5-game set of 100 people. So they would play like a crap ton of games. Like it was.
So
that's insane.
The one thing that I noticed that people did not understand was, one, how this much money could be given out for an event like this, and 2, how these esports athletes, these cyber athletes, consider themselves athletes. So they honest to God could not understand like the money, because they were like, how is Epic Games throwing away this much money for this thing? And it's like, no, they're making a shit ton of money off of this.
Oh yeah,
like this is sponsored, like huge sponsors.
Yeah, because think about how many people are watching this, not just going to the live event, because it was of course an entire massive like amphitheater that this place was in, and of course it was packed.
Yep.
Absolutely packed. Think about how many people are watching online. They're watching on YouTube. They're watching on Twitch. You know, people who are tuning in and actually viewing this thing. Gosh, millions and millions of people. More than, you know, you're going to get people watching the U.S. Open.
Mm-hmm.
Or Pemberton or something like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And also, they were totally baffled because people would say, like, yeah, I get on. Like, there were interviews with the esports players. And they'd say, yeah, I wake up and I go through a routine and I play this game and do, you know, train in this game for like 8 hours a day. Mm-hmm. And I have a coach that I pay and he coaches me, you know, and they were like, how do you need a coach for the video games? Why can't you just pick up the video games and do well at the video games without trying? They could not understand the concept of, hey, maybe it takes some kind of skill to do something like this. See, and of course they were comparing, you know, like the people who win this much money at these competitions to the people like pro NBA athletes. You also have to understand that esports athletes don't make money like pro ball players do.
No, it's not, because those people get money even just from practicing.
Yeah, well, what happens is they sign a contract with a team, and they're like, we're giving you this much money to come and play for us.
Right.
And you sign a contract with a team.
Too. Now, some groups are like that, but this Fortnite one was completely not like that since it was one person.
Who won? Yeah. Oh, hold on. I don't even know.
A 16-year-old kid. It was a 16-year-old kid that got his money, and I don't know if he's going to go back to high school or not. I forget his name. I knew it when Ethan brought that topic up in Discord. I knew it at the time, but now I don't know it.
He's got a jersey on. So he's from a team.
His screen name's like Booga.
Yes. Yeah.
I forget his real name.
Right. But yeah, he's like 16, and his parents, his dad one day told him, he was like, don't study right now for school. Go back in there and play video games. Like, his dad was like, you have something going for yourself. Go back in there and play video games. And like,
now, I don't know if that's cool or not. Like, I don't know if I agree with that.
You don't?
No.
I do.
Yeah. I don't think I do.
No, because it's the same exact thing as Macy Williams, the actress that played Arya Stark in Game of Thrones. There was one point where she like had to make a choice. She was like, if I'm going to film Game of Thrones, then I have to go and be away for months, and I'm going to miss school, and I'm not going to be able to complete this year of school. Mm-hmm. And her parents were like, you have something going for you, and you can go and make a lot of money doing this and also get a ton of experience, and it'll open up a lot of new doors in your life. So no, don't go to school. Don't pass up this opportunity.
See, I don't know, man. I'm a real big like, you need your education in life. Like, you really need it. Like,
so now, see, Aaron, for most people, like 96% of people, that is the case.
Right.
That is 100% true.
Yep.
But there are select few people that get opportunities in life that require them to not get an education. Shout out to Elon Musk.
Yeah. He didn't go till like later on. Like, he got kicked out of a lot of colleges. Mm-hmm. Granted, they were like the.
He also like cheated to get into
colleges, but there's
he straight up cheated. I don't remember the full story, but I read like half of it. But I never finished the biography of Elon Musk that I have.
And also, Mia Khalifa got kicked out of college.
Yes. Yep.
I mean, college is one thing. I can see you quitting college to go for something like high school. Like, I think that's borderline necessary.
It's kind of the same deal, though, because
it really is. Because if that opportunity provides itself, think about how much you would beat the shit out of yourself if you told yourself, I have this opportunity, I can go and I can have this experience, and I can also have a possibility to make a shit ton of money, or I can just go to school like every other kid. And you choose go to school and you pass up on that multi-million-dollar opportunity.
Like, for that kid, now that I realize how large of a pool that was for money, that kid was either going to be, he was guaranteed money for certain, but he had a slight chance of getting, like, a bunch of money. And he ended up with a bunch of money. So,
I just think that it leads to more parents almost borderline abusing their kids by seeing they're decent at video games and pulling them out of school to go play video games when they see things like this, and making them play to get better so that way they can go to tournaments, and maybe they're not even like good enough to go to tournaments. The parents just want money.
No.
And I can definitely see them abusing kids like they do like actresses. Like little actor kids, same kind of crap happens to them. And I can see that happening.
That's just bad parenting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's forcing your kid to do something that they don't want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This kid wanted to play video games.
But if you're supporting your kid's hobby and they have a real shot, and you're being supportive of them and recognizing that they have an opportunity that you don't want them to pass up, then supporting them in taking the grasp of that opportunity while they have it, I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
Recognizing somebody having an opportunity in a video game is a much harder thing to recognize than just like an actor or a singer, if that makes sense. Like, people can see that a little bit easier, like parents, like older people can see that a little bit easier and recognize it. I think people would misconstrue it in like a video game, because like, how many adults know what a pro video gamer looks like how a pro video gamer plays?
Well, they probably do if their kid is one, because it's what their kid's passionate about and it's what they talk about. And if you're a good parent, then you try to connect with your kid on something that they're interested in. I shout out to my older brother, who his 13-year-old kid loves Pokemon. Sometimes it's annoying because he just won't shut up about Pokemon. And my brother says, he's like, I'm not going to, tell him he can't do that, because that's something that he enjoys. And my brother actually taught himself how to play the Pokemon card game, went out, bought himself a deck, and every once in a while him and his son battle together in Pokemon. Before that, my brother had no interest in Pokemon. He could care less, but he built an interest so that he could relate to his son and so that they could have something to do together. So if
Does he beat his son? Because that's what he needs. Not beat him physically. Hold on. Wait.
I think I can say no.
Gosh, that's worse than the pipe joke I made. Didn't realize it. God. I didn't mean physically.
Jesus Christ.
I got what you meant, but I got the other part that you had that split second where you're like, oh crap, wait a minute, that came out wrong. Woo.
Are you asking
he should make it difficult
Pokemon
on
battle?
his son? Yeah.
Yep. No, he wins almost every time.
I hate when people are play easy to you when it's something new, because one of my ex-girlfriends, her dad loved Magic, the Magic the Gathering, the card game. And I was like, I probably could learn how to play that. And she was like, nah, I would probably beat you. And I was thinking, I never got to play it, but I was like, if I sat down and took probably I would say 3 hours and studied the game with my knowledge of video games and that kind of stuff, I could probably beat this chick. It would crush her soul, because she's been playing it for 3 years, but she was low-key dumb, so I could probably beat her, but I never did. But I really wanted to, just to show her that hey, calm down, you're not great.
So there's a difference between going easy on strategy type games like that and board games and shit, and then there's going easy on other things. Because there have been times where I've somebody's like, hey, can I play ping pong with you? And I'm like, have you ever played ping pong before? A little bit. And then
that was me.
We volley a couple times, and then I put the paddle in my left hand, and they're like, "Are you ambidextrous?" I'm like, "No, I'm not."
That's understandable.
I'll play with my left hand to make it,
there's
a little
like
bit of a challenge.
Globetrotter version of gloating. Then there's that's crossing a line. That's like, no, like don't.
But when you're like, oh no, you sunk my ship,
right? Ah. Yeah, then that's like, okay. There's like a good in between to that.
Yeah.
So you brought up Magic, Aaron. Back when I was in Minnesota for that little bit of time, and I wasn't here for a podcast. And you guys absolutely sucked because you couldn't handle it without your host. Anyways, no, I'm joking.
Our host was here. Ethan was here.
Shut up.
Yeah, I was here.
Ha ha. Okay. So, anyways,
I wonder if Derp's sensitive about
He's
something.
mad.
Shut up. My cousin plays a bunch of Magic, and he got ranked. He got second place for this championship that went on in the town that they live in. Kind of a small town, not really. And he got second place in it. So I was like, okay, that's really cool. And I went and talked to him, and that was like all he could talk about was Magic. So I was like, okay, he's like super. He was talking about Magic, and then he started talking about Ark, and I was like, I played way too much Ark already. I'm not gonna go and like hang out with him to play Ark. No, I'm sick of that game. So instead, I went and bought like a Magic deck, and then I bought some more, and then some more, and then some more. But then I went and played.
I've got a Magic deck you can borrow.
And then I went and played in the card game, and he has this weird. He has a system to where it's the same exact mechanic every single time that he plays. So he has two different decks that he uses, and one's red and then another one's green, and it's the same mechanic.
Just get that checked out.
In the red, and then shut up. He's 12. That's disgusting. You're 6.
I didn't know, man.
You should still have it checked out.
I know what color it is.
Okay, but and so I was like, okay, I really want to keep playing against him, and then eventually I'll figure out how to get past that system. Since this was like my very first time playing, I had no idea. So I kept trying, and then he just stopped. He didn't want to play with me anymore because he knew that I would figure out a way through that system and then beat him. And so that's why he would win at the championships, is because it's their first time playing. So he would switch between green and red every once in a while each time, so that nobody would be able to like actually sit there and then look at his system as to how he's doing it, to his his formula as to how he wins, and then
so like it was very repetitive.
Yeah, it was the exact same cards that he would. It's the exact same cards that he'd use, and he would do the exact same amount of damage to each person each round, but he would still win because people wouldn't be able to counter against it, because he'd always have some other like countermeasure to where it's like, oh no, I deflect that or something like that, to where they can't do damage to him. Or that's how the red one worked. The green one was just full damage to the point where like he's going to take down your health before you take down his, and so he's basically just tanking whatever damage you hit at him. So I kept trying to figure out how to get through that, and I didn't, and that's what I think he ended up in second, is that the guy that got the number 1 spot found out how to get through each one. So I kept trying to play him, but I couldn't. So
I was listening to DM Brandon. He talks about a lot of card games, like sometimes when he plays streams. Like he's low-key a card nerd, but he just doesn't play them a lot. I feel like anybody who plays MOBAs is low-key a card nerd, because I'm low-key a card nerd. But he says anything that ever heals your character, like if you have a main character and you have other sub cards like in Magic, if anything ever heals that character, it's useless.
Right.
Because you want anything to this may not have been DM. This is probably Swim. This is probably the guy that I listened to for Underlords. I think that's who it was, because he was saying that anything is useless that heals that character, because you don't want to outright like try to fight the other person's character. You're trying to fight their board. So if it doesn't make your board stronger and make your board win, the only way to beat them is to win against boards. So you only want cards to buff your board, because if you can win your board every time, then you automatically kill them. that's how it works. That's how he was like, that's how card physics works. I was like, that
Speaking
makes
of being
a lot
bored,
of sense.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Hey, wait. Okay, before we branch off this subject, hey, Derp, you want to play TF2 later? TFT later? Not TF2. TFT. I want to play it. I want to try it out.
TFT.
Teamfight Tactics.
Oh, on
You're a leaguey boy, so
yeah,
you can teach me. I want to play Teamfight Tactics so bad.
Pocket League, dude, it's good. So that's what people call it because it was originally on Dota 2, and it was called Pocket something on Dota.
Yeah, it's they made it Underlords, and that's what I play all day at work.
Yeah. So,
I want to try out this.
So that's what you've been. Now I know what you've been playing.
I'm a god.
Now I completely know what you're playing. Yeah. So
it's auto chess.
Yeah, it's auto chess. Yeah, Dota 2's auto chess. Yeah, okay, cool. I know exactly what you're playing. I know exactly what you're playing.
I'm freaking good at it, and I love it.
Yeah, League's version is the legit exact same, just with their characters in it.
Well, they're just a little different. Like you have to go like pick characters, like in a little party thing, and I don't know how that works.
Okay,
that's a new one for me.
So I'll explain it. So
and it changes classes
through each and every single round. So you go through different phases, and I think that there's like a battle phase, and then you have to fight like a jungle monster. So you fight through different opponents, and then there's a jungle monster, and then after the jungle monster, I think there's like another battle phase or whatever, and then you go and pick a character. So the way that whole system works to where you end up on this platform of where everybody's picking a character, and you have like these choices that go around in a circle to pick from. And
is it the one that's losing the most that gets to pick first?
Correct.
The one that's losing the most.
System? Yes, the one that is losing the most and has the least amount of health gets to pick first. Some people use that as a strat to have like all their cards being super buffed, but then they like tank a bunch of damage so that they're really weak, so that then they can pick like the best thing in that circle and then have that for them, and then they buff themselves up with all the cards that they have, and then they win. I've seen that happen so many times. It's one of the strats that gets used.
Just lose streaking.
Yeah, and then everybody else like picks based off their health. And then who's ever the greatest picks last, and then you're done. And you go through that phase. It's like 2 or 3 times depending on how long it takes. And that's like the reset point. Is like after that, then it resets over to the next set.
I have to download League to get that, right?
Yeah, you do.
I'll download that tonight because I want to play it tomorrow.
Yeah, it's fun, dude. It's fun. Ethan, we could do that since you have League still. Oh wait, new computer. Never mind.
New computer.
You can download it and you could stream it. It's a very stream-friendly game.
It is stream-friendly.
Shout out to Ethan's stream, everybody.
It's just not a stream-friendly game.
On Twitch.
Yeah, plug it. I started streaming.
Yes.
I started streaming 2 days ago.
Yeah. Yep. I need to...
Or yesterday.
I need to, like, create a copy pasta and then just, like, throw it up on our story every time you go live.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if people start following him, then they'll be good.
All right, I'll do it a few times.
That's why That's kind of why I wanted the Discord server, and for us to have that server, so that then we could do at everyone. Hey, because it's so. Dang it, you guys don't know. Yeah, you guys don't know Discord memes. You guys don't know like at everyone. So how at everyone?
I know
works.
At everyone.
You know
at here.
And at here. Okay, cool. So Aaron. So how at everyone works is that pings everybody in the server. So that lets them, they get a notification of an at everyone post getting to them on Discord. So then they check, they're like, oh, somebody pinged me, and then they'll look at it. So that's what a lot of streamers do on their stream servers, is it's like, hey, at everyone, I'm currently streaming whatever, come watch, and then they post their Twitch link, and then they send that into Discord.
Got it.
Yeah. So
Aaron,
that's why I like the server.
Have you muted like your notifications for any of the servers that you're in?
No.
Okay, so for you get a notification anytime anyone puts anything anywhere in the server.
Yes,
correct.
So most people don't do that because they're in servers with a bunch of different chats and like sometimes hundreds of people. So what they do is they mute like notifications that are just, posts, because then it would be constant. But you can bypass that when you hit at everyone. So it sends a notification to everyone, even if they have those muted. You can mute at everyone posts from certain
But at that point, why even
some people just post at everyone just for fun?
Correct. Which is why there's roles that exist that stop people from posting at everyone. You can hit that so that, and then put the role on those people so that then they can't do at everyone tags and like meme. So
yeah, or you can say like only mods can at everyone.
Like that?
Like that. Yep, exactly like that. When I heard the ping, I was like, he did it. Okay. And then at here, what at here is that's for everybody that is currently viewing that channel, or that is like online on Discord.
Got it.
Yeah.
Learning Discord.
Yes. Yep. There you go. Learning Discord as it's been around for like 4 or 5 years. Yep.
Yeah, but I don't have friends. Actually, I just don't use PC.
Yeah, you just don't use PC. Yeah.
I mean, I used Discord on my phone before I ever used it on my PC.
Yeah.
You use it on a phone? That's your problem. That's why.
Master race over here.
Oh God! Bet you're a mobile gamer.
So let me make a quick apology to me not to you guys and everybody else to me not doing crap lately. So I've been working a lot, like to the point, like I hate my job, my second job. Let's be very specific. I don't hate my first job at the bank because I'm about to get a promotion. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna love it. But until then, they're like, you'll be leaving this job in like a week and go into the new one, which I was excited about. 5 weeks later, haven't left yet. That kind of got me a little down. So now I even more hate the second job that I go to because I was planning on quitting and haven't been able to quit yet because I'm waiting for the promotion. Then they told me I won't get my raise till after 2 months after the promotion. So I'm going to quit, though, as soon as I move up in the job. I'm just going to quit because I hate the second job so much. Because it just takes up so much time and it's not worth the pay. Because I worked like only 15 hours last week. Doesn't sound like much. But I go to church every Wednesday night and every Sunday night. But I live 45 minutes away from my church. But my work is in the same town as my church is. So if I go to town and go to work, I have 2 hours till I go to church at night. So instead of driving to my house for 30 minutes and driving back home, and driving back to church, I just sit around the area, the town, like in my car or like at a coffee shop or something. Well, lately, I have been having to sit in my car and wait to go to work for like 4 days a week, and then I sit in my car and wait for church like 1 or 2 days a week. So me coming to my house I think I spent, besides sleeping, at my house for like free time, maybe 6 hours last week altogether. And it sucked. It's like, affecting the point where it's like quality of life, where it's just like you dread waking up and just going throughout your day. Yep. It's kind of how it's been. Because I just wake up, I go to work, and I come home and sleep and wake up and go to work again. Like I leave at, if I go to the gym, I usually leave at like 5:15 in the morning. And I come home at 9:45 to 10 o'clock at night, and I just repeat that process. And it sucked. So that's why I just haven't felt like doing anything, haven't felt like talking to anybody. I just haven't felt like doing anything lately. But hopefully, it'll be fixed soon.
Yeah, dude, I totally get that, because the way that our work is going for scheduling is it's completely weird and nuts. So to give you an idea, so tomorrow I'm closing, right? Which to me kind of sucks because it's like not
7,
quite.
Right?
It's like at 10 in the morning, and then I close at 7 in the afternoon. Right, but it's no different than if I was to go from 7 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon. That doesn't feel like that long of a day.
Is that the same amount of hours?
It is. It's the exact same amount of hours.
Yeah, that doesn't seem the same.
Right, but it is, and that's why I absolutely hate closing. But so I'm closing tomorrow, and then on Wednesday I open to 7 to 4, and then on Thursday I'm closing. I absolutely hate the schedule right now because that's insane to me to have to close, open, close, and then Friday, Saturday I'm opening. But I'm like, why? Oh, actually, no. On Saturday, I'm closing as well. But Saturday's completely... It doesn't matter. The schedule for Saturday's fine. I don't care. But just Tuesday and Thursday, 10 to 7, suck.
The reason 10 to 7 sucks, I agree with you, because I sometimes have the shift when I work at Milk.
Mm-hmm.
It takes up the entire day. There is nothing, like we close at 9.
Mm-hmm.
I am okay with 1 to 9, and I'm okay with like, that's really it, because we have either 10 to 7 or like 1 to 9. That's it.
Okay.
And for like 8-hour shifts. The rest are going to be, like, because we don't open till 10.
Gotcha.
But 10 to 7 is annoying because you wake up and you don't have time to do anything. No. And then you get off and you're like, still don't have time to do anything. Mm-mm. And so you just go home and you go to bed.
Yep.
10 to 7 is really annoying shift.
Mm-hmm.
1 to 9 is better because you can wake up at like 7 and be like, okay, I'm good to go. And like go do things for like 6 hours.
Yeah.
Ethan's like, wake up at 7. What?
No, I've had jobs where I've had to wake up early before. I just haven't had one in a long time, so I don't wake up early.
Yeah. I had one of my friends complain to me that she had to get up at 9 o'clock today, and I was like, I don't like you.
That's not early.
She was like, they woke me up an hour before I was supposed to get up. I was like, you weren't supposed to get up till 10? She's like, no. I'm like, oh, all right. But there's no complaints necessary from you. You're just bougie. Calm down.
See, I know Skin, and Skin wakes up at like 4 or 4:30 every morning because of his work. Because he has to be in work at like 5:30 or 5:15, something like that. So, yeah, I don't really ever complain about having to get up because I know that he has to do that.
Yeah, that's true.
And he goes and works and the reason he gets up so early is because he's working with hot metal. He's a welder. So he's the
hot metal?
Yeah, he is the hot metal. But he goes and like, forges basically. He works in a machine shop. And it's a metal building without any air conditioning. Mm-hmm. So they work most of the time in the morning. So,
that sounds awful.
So they don't work in the afternoon because the afternoon is the hottest part of the day. So they have to work in the cool parts of the day because the building isn't air conditioning. That's why he works from like 5:30 to 3 in the afternoon.
That's an annoying job, but I bet Skin loves it. Like that was a sigh.
See the thing, I don't know if he like loves it. I don't know if he's like, it's the greatest job ever. I love it. I'm never going to quit. But, I think he's content with it,
Yeah. I just would hate it. Like, with every bit of my being, I would hate it.
Mm-hmm. I would like the metalworking side of it. The waking up that early, I would probably slit my wrist at some point. But...
Sorry.
Cut my life into pieces.
Stop it, we'll get claimed.
Dude, YouTube bot doesn't even watch this. What are you talking about?
This is true.
That's true. That's actually true.
That's our bash content part of the podcast.
Yep, there it is.
In there.
Yep.
But I'd love to work with metal. Actually, not the past few days, but I sent you guys, or I sent our group chat videos of the shed or the barn that my brother has had me work in.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's this massive barn that's super old, and it's on a piece of property that my brother inherited from his like great uncle-in-law or something like that. Mm-hmm. And it's this big like 40-acre piece of land. Most of it, probably like 20 acres of it is rented out for farmland. But then there's a little pond, and then like woods around the pond, and that old house that the man used to live in, and then this massive barn on the property. And they're actually building a new house on this property. They're going to build this really big, nice new house, and then they're going to tear the old house down. But the shed, like the barn, they're keeping the barn, and they're going to clean it up and, whatever. Because this barn was set up, it had like, there's like an attic, there was like storage, like this big, massive attic that a bunch of shit was in. And then there was the main downstairs section of this barn was set up where like one section of it was like metalworking. So there's like a lathe and there's all kinds of table vices. There's a hammer and anvil, or there's like tons of hammers, but there's an anvil. Then there's like a jack press. There's all this stuff for metalworking. And then like right next to that, there's this place for machine working where he would like park tractors and trucks and stuff and work on them. So it's for like mechanic shit. There's this big ass lathe in there. It's the biggest lathe I've ever seen because it's big enough for you to take out like the drive shaft of a truck and put it on this lathe and mill it down. I saw it and I was like, oh, this is like a big table. Like just a big, long, skinny table. Mm-hmm. And then I got to one end of it and I was like, is this a lathe? It's like from one end to the other, it's about like 12 feet long. It's insane. And then there's like next to like the machine shop section, then there's this whole section for woodworking where there's all kinds of saws, drill presses, just this whole section that just was made for carpentry work. So, and it's super cool and it's got all of these old tools in it, but of course it's been like untouched for decades. And the guy who owned it before he passed away did not keep it organized at all.
Yeah, I saw the mess on there from your videos.
Yeah, so much mess. So what I did last week is me and my nephew, there was just like, I think it was like 2 spots. Just one was underneath this work table. It was piled high with just metal scrap. Just like little bitty pieces of metal and stuff. And then underneath the press, the hydraulic press, there was another big pile of metal. We just cleared out those 2 piles. Just underneath a hydraulic press, so not a very big, and underneath a table that was about the size of a desk. Mm-hmm. We hauled away, and then like a few other odds and ends that we picked up, but we hauled away 2,060 pounds worth of steel.
Did you go scrap it?
We put it on a trailer and we took it to the dump and we scrapped it. So, we got paid for it. It wasn't a lot. You don't get paid a lot for steel scrap.
No, you don't. Because it's everywhere.
It's like 60 cents a pound or something like that.
Yeah.
Hey, money's money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And, well, it was mainly just to get it out. And, of course, any, like, big pieces of metal that could be used still, I put aside and saved. So I have, like, another pile over in the side that I'm like, whenever I get this place up and running, so where I can actually use it as a forge, because that's like a secret passion. Not so secret. It's a hidden passion of mine that I really want to get into metalworking. Just the only problem has been I haven't had a place to do it. And actually last fall, I spent an entire week cleaning out my dad's shed, because my dad has this big metal shed near our house. And when I was in high school, I never used it because I didn't care.
Yeah.
I didn't have anything to use it for. I was like, it's this big workshop. And my dad didn't use it for anything, so it just piled high with stuff, so you could barely walk through this place. And I was like, there's a lot of tools in there that are really useful, and it's a big shed that we can use. Why not clean it out? And so I spent an entire week cleaning out that shop at my dad's, so it was able to be used. But now I never go home. So it's kind of like, well, here you go, Dad. There's a present for you. Because I'm never home to use that workshop.
I watch videos all the time that like pop up on my suggested on Facebook, like when I'm just randomly scrolling through, of like people like redoing stuff, like redoing like metal stuff. I watched one today. I meant to talk about this. Perfect time to talk about it. Some dude like scrapped some iron or copper. I think it was copper, and he opened up a coconut and just poured in all the molten like scraps into the coconut. The coconut was just big chilling with like metal, copper, like molten scraps in it. Like didn't even care. So apparently coconuts are like amazing for holding hot liquids. I don't even know. Started a fire in it and everything, and just didn't melt through the coconut. Fully would have expected it to. Blown away.
I would expect it to burn.
Yeah.
Like the inside of the coconut was all burnt, but like he cracked it open. Like he picked up the coconut with like the molten scraps inside of it and just like held it.
I mean, yeah.
I was like, that's so cool. Nature. Nature's scary. Dang, nature, you scary.
But yeah, that's one of the things that I definitely want to do is when we get all of that cleaned up and where we can use it like it is now, because the metalworking part of that shop, the only thing it's missing is ways to heat up metal. Because it's basically just a machine shop where you've got the lathe and you've got like welders and like I think there's an oxyacetylene torch in there that we want to get working. So there's ways to like cut metal and press it and mill it and stuff like that, but there's no ways to heat it up. But if we got, because I know how to build a forge, like just like a charcoal or a coal forge.
You're like a Skyrim boy.
I know how to build one of those pretty easily, and there's a bunch of old gas tanks around there that would be perfect for it.
If you spam daggers, your weaponsmithing will go up higher.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just
only
spam
if you're
daggers.
using the original version and not remastered, because in the remastered version they patched that.
Really? That sucks.
Yeah.
Not really. You can still spam smithing daggers. It just doesn't increase it as fast.
Yeah. What they did is like the difficulty or the rareness of the item that you craft is contributes to the factor of how much experience you gain.
Yeah.
So you're going to gain more experience from forging with ebony than you are with iron.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's okay. You can still spam smithing daggers. It just doesn't work as well. It still
So
works.
you guys that were coming here for
takes-
Skyrim tips,
It just takes
you
way
can
longer.
still spam smithing daggers.
You can still spam smithing daggers. It still works.
But I've always loved like swordsmithing and weaponsmithing and stuff like that, and I feel like it'll be a fun hobby if I can get up to doing it. The reason that I'm helping like my brother, or one, I'm helping my brother because he's my brother and he asked for my help, so I'm going to help him.
Yeah.
But I have a vested interest in getting this place cleaned up because eventually I'd like to live here, like where my brothers are and where my grandparents are, and this is like the area where my family is.
Right.
So after I graduate and stuff, I'd like to come back here. And my brother has said, he's like, yeah, I'm going to have this shop set up, so I'll be able to use it because it'll be, at my disposal. But he'd be like, any family who's in the area, if they need to use it, then they can. And I told him, I was like, if we get this place up and running and I live in the area, I'm going to be over here like every other day.
Mm-hmm.
Smithing them daggers.
Yeah. It's weird. My interests as far as technology are consumed go from very, very basic old technology, like Middle Ages, to cutting edge computer technology.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm interested in stuff from the 11th century and also stuff that came out this year.
Yeah, like Kingdom Come tongs.
They were all so like in a little bit of context, my first stream that I did, I played Kingdom Come Deliverance, and your dad in that game is like a swordsmith, and I was inspecting his forge to see if it was up to snuff.
Mm-hmm.
And for the most part it was, and he had a shit ton of tongs, which that's okay. If you're forging everything, then you're gonna have a shit ton of tongs and a shit ton of hammers. But the thing is, the reason you're going to have so many of those different kinds of tools is they're all going to be very, very, for like very specific purposes. So you're going to have different shaped and weighted hammers, and you're going to have different like shaped tongs. Like they're going to have the teeth are going to be like different shape to hold different size billets, and they're also going to be different lengths and different sizes. All of those tongs were the same. It was like 80 sets of tongs in that forge, and they were all the same exact. They were just like one like designer made an asset for tongs and just copied and pasted it
Yes.
all over that.
Yeah.
that fucking
I
forge.
feel like that wasn't so much of like historical correctness, that was just designer laziness. Because they got the fact that like there was going to be a lot of tongs in there, right? So they're historically right. It's just the guy was way too lazy to make them all different. So he's like, they're all the same and they're all over the place.
Yeah, and like all the hammers, same thing. They were all exactly the same.
Yep.
And they were all like, none of them even had a peen.
No.
But like all the hammers were flat, double-sided.
Yep.
Like 3-pound hammers looked like. Mm-hmm. It's like, you don't have any cross-peen hammers or any ball-peen hammers or literally any sledgehammers? Because, like, if you've got your son helping you out, a big part of that is, like, if you're forging something big, you can have your son, you know, because that's your character, you're the son, your dad's the smith. One of you can hold whatever you're forging on the anvil, and then the other one can swing out with a sledgehammer.
Yeah, he did have a huge, ginormous bellow, though. It was freaking, like,
His bellows were freaking massive.
Yeah, they were the size of the forge.
Those bellows were huge, dude. So, yeah, I started streaming. I have a lot to learn, but so far I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, Carly was posting memes in your live stream.
Kupo was hanging out. Yeah, no, she watched my stream.
Yeah.
She was there almost the entire time.
Yeah, I was surprised that she was up that late.
Yeah,
until you never stay up that late with Derp, man. Not joking.
Yeah, stream was pretty intense.
It's great because he doesn't listen to our podcast. It's great.
Oh, that's my favorite meme.
Yeah.
Favorite inside joke.
It's the best, dude. Y'all get to know January 4th, 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Had to look at the date real quick.
Yep. The intense day.
It's going to be very intense. So, I was listening to the Off Topic. That's it. There we go. Off Topic podcast before this.
The one that you can't really listen to, but you have to, like, watch throughout the entire time.
What? Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, or else
I had
stuff.
I had like a pop socket. Like I have a pop socket on the end of my phone, and so I like prop it up on my desk, and I like play video games.
Do you like put the pop socket like in your asshole?
Yeah, I do.
But like, real quick, I got. This week. Me and my nephew went to pick up my niece. I have a twin niece and nephew that are only 2 years younger than me.
So they're your twins, 18. But they're only 2 years younger than you?
Yeah. I have a niece and nephew that they're both 18.
Okay. Never mind.
Shut up. So, me and my nephew went to pick up my niece from the Baptist camp that she's been working at all summer. She's been working at, like, a Christian youth camp. And we weren't, like, allowed in her room, so we would stand outside of her room, and she would, like, you know, box stuff up and bag stuff up and give us to us, and then we would, you know, load it up in the car. And she had this, like, oil diffuser thing that was, like, this in, like, around. It was, like, the size of a dinner plate. But then on top, it, like, tapered to, like, a point, sort of, where, like, the vapor actually came out. But it was probably, you know, it was big. It was really big. And her and, like, one of her roommates were, like, packing up their room, and she comes out and she hands it to me, and without even thinking, as loud as can be on this like Christian campground, I was like, that's the biggest butt plug I've ever seen. And my nephew almost shit himself laughing, and my niece got angry and hit me on the shoulder and went,
"Really,
Ethan, we're on a Christian campus," which is hilarious because I go to a Christian university.
Yep.
So I almost came back with, I don't care. I'm on a Christian campus almost all the time.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. But, like, is it though? Is it though?
Technically, yes.
Yeah, technically. There are certain reasons as to why it has the fact that it's Christian on it. Like, universities that aren't even, like, they don't have a popularity of, like, Christian people. Like, that's no longer, like, the majority. It doesn't matter. They'll still have Christian in their name title because of there's certain reasons to it, as far as like, one,
keeps the black people out.
It being the title to it, no. Two, it being a.
I mean, that's what happened to our high school.
Because it's a private university, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, a lot of places that are like that are going to be private universities. That's the main reason.
Well, the organization, like the people that own it, of course, or that, all the administration is like, it's a Christian administration, and then also they get donations from like the same reason that churches get like multi-million-dollar buildings is because there will be these super old, rich Christian white people that will be like, I'm going to give all of this oil money to the church. Mm-hmm. And there's some people that do that with the university. They're like, I'm just going to give you, like a couple $1 million and just name this building after me. Yeah. And that happens a lot.
Shout out to Church's Chicken.
Yeah.
By the way, Skin's going to take me there. He said he wants to take me so I can go get a biscuit from there.
It's not as good as Popeye's biscuits.
Never. See, that was the whole topic. They all disagree with you. Paul disagrees with you.
All who? Who's all?
Paul, and Tay, and I think Skin.
Okay, so three. So three people. You have to beat up three people.
Paul's opinion really matters. Paul's great. He's a good human.
So the thing is, I don't like fried chicken in general.
I mean, I can get behind that unless there's chicken tenders. Like, Cane's is different. Is that fried chicken?
Yeah, no, that's chicken tenders.
What does a chicken tendy make it different than fried chicken tenders?
It doesn't have bones.
Okay, so there's fried chicken.
When you say fried chicken, you're talking about like a wing, thigh, drumstick.
I don't.
Yeah, because Popeyes has boneless fried chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my mom just fried chicken tonight, like literally fried it in a deep fryer, and it was just chicken tenders.
Yeah. Hold on.
That's the distinction. No, the distinction is whether it has, it depends. Bones and whether they're wings or not, because you can have boneless wings.
I mean, I like my pizza
and that's
boneless,
different.
But
no, you don't.
What?
I've seen your pizza delivery boy. You get that bone in.
All right.
Can I go back to talking about my original topic that I was asking before I was rudely interrupted?
What, fat people?
No. About the off-topic podcast where we somehow got off-topic about.
Okay, sure.
Imagine. Okay, so I was listening to it, and everybody at like their table was in agreement.
So the thing about fried chicken
that like when they wake up every day, they just put on like a t-shirt, and they were blown away. Like Jeremy apparently wore something besides jeans to work, and they were blown away. All right.
Okay.
So let's go back into a day of Aaron. Mm-hmm. I went to go to Jackson the other day by myself, and my mom walked to my room to tell me bye because she was leaving. I was like, bye, I'll see you later. And she looked at me, had her mouth like wide open, and goes, "That's what you're wearing?" And I was like, "Yes." She goes, I was like, "What's wrong with a t-shirt and jeans?" She goes, "I haven't seen you in a t-shirt and jeans in like 2 months."
Yeah.
That's fair.
So, yeah.
Hey, Aaron, what did you just spend like hundreds of dollars on?
Yeah.
I bought 6 dress shirts, 3 pairs of slacks, 2 bottles of cologne, and then ordered 2 more dress shirts.
There you go.
It's my daily life.
But yeah, I think parents notice what you're wearing, and they keep track of it. Like, they have a system in their brain to where they keep a record of everything that you wear, and it's just stuck in their head.
Like I used to wear it all the time. I love wearing casual clothes. Like I have like lots of casual shoes, and like I have like some nice jeans and stuff like that. Like every time, but I think the thing is if I ever go see Ethan or like go to Hattiesburg with other friends, I don't really have those. But if I ever go see Ethan, like I said before, I always change at work because I'm leaving from work. So I change from work and I'll get home at like 1 a.m. So she's in bed. So I guess she never sees me wear them. She just sees them in the dirty clothes.
Gotcha.
So like, to an extent, I don't know how long it's been since she sent me a t-shirts and jeans. because like I wear jeans to work sometimes because on Fridays we can wear jeans. But
yeah, I can't relate to that whole topic because I'm forced to wear like a dress code to my job. So.
What do you mean? You have to wear a certain exact shirt?
Yeah, it's a specific shirt. So I can't relate, but yeah.
My
dress codes are lit.
my old job's dress code was just got to wear khakis and a collared shirt. So every single day, I wore khakis and a untucked flannel shirt. And if it was summer or if it was hot, the sleeves were rolled up. And if it wasn't, then the sleeves were rolled down.
Gotcha.
That was my everyday outfit. Khakis and a flannel.
I really like dress codes, man. I really like them.
Okay, I do to an extent. I do until you have to like tuck in the shirt that everybody sees. That everybody sees. I don't like it when I have to tuck in a shirt that everybody sees. Like the one that people see on the outside. I don't mind if I have like a white t-shirt tucked in and then I have like a jacket, like a suit jacket or something. I would prefer that. Like
What?
I'd be fine doing that. It's when like you have a button down and they force you to like tuck in a button down shirt. That's what I have to do at my job. So
you mean to tell me that if you wore a suit, you wouldn't tuck in the shirt?
No, that's what I'm saying. That's no.
Oh.
Yeah. So
okay.
The white shirt, like, and then like the suit, I'd be totally fine with tucking in the white shirt and then having the suit on so that nobody sees like the white shirt. I'm cool with that. It's when people can see like that that I have like a tucked in, like the shirt that I'm wearing is visible.
I tuck in all my shirts.
I can't stand it. I don't.
When they see that, they can see the muffin top.
Yes, I can't stand
it. It starts to come untucked.
Yes.
Yeah, I see that.
I can't stand that. And like, I don't. It's awkward to be like, yeah, this is my belt. Like, it's like that's weird. I don't like that system. I just don't.
See, I just don't wear shirts that look good tucked in.
There's that too. Like our button down shirts that I have for work don't look good tucked in. They just don't. They don't.
Because I've tried, like, some of my shirts, like my button-down shirts, like, not just my flannels, but I have some, like...
Yeah, I was about to say, don't tuck in a flannel. That's weird.
No, I have some shirts that are buttoned down, but they're not exactly dress shirts. Like, they're super casual, but they're not flannel. They're, like, made out of some weird materials.
Yeah, I understand.
And I also have some short-sleeve button-downs that have, like, prints on them. I have one that's, like, has sharks all over it. It's really cool. But those, like, they do not look good tucked in.
Yeah.
That's something that I think belongs in hell. Is short sleeve button up shirts.
That's what I have to wear,
dude.
It's like a full button down, or do you mean just like the 3 button?
Why do you hate short sleeve button downs?
Full button down. I hate them. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's what I have to wear.
I can't explain it to you.
That's what I have to wear to my job, and then I have to tuck that in.
There's something that irks me about them.
Yeah, now you feel my pain.
Roll up my sleeves though, so I get long sleeve shirts. That's the only thing I wear, and then I roll it up twice, so it's like right below my elbows.
That's what I wish I could do. That's what I wish I could do.
It looks so much better to me than short sleeves. It looks professional, I guess. I don't know. It just irks the crap out of me. Short sleeves.
See, the thing is, I do not wear short sleeve button downs with long pants. I wear them with like pastel shorts.
Okay, that makes sense.
I have to wear jeans. I have to wear jeans with them.
Okay.
You guys are understanding how stupid my dress code is now.
I've never worn shorts out in public, so I don't know. Besides, like, to the gym.
I
don't wear shorts.
Skin just are allergic to shorts.
Yeah, we are. I'm with wearing them now. I just don't have an opportunity to.
Skin's defense was such a catch-22. I was like, Skin, why do you never wear shorts?
His legs are
hot
white?
in your jeans? Yeah.
Yeah, same.
He would say, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah,
I agree.
He would say, like, I'd be like, aren't you hot? Like, if you're comfortable, then whatever, do whatever's comfortable. But I'd be like, aren't you burning up in those jeans right now? It's like 110 degrees out here. He's like, yeah, no. I'm sweating my ass off right now. And I was like, why don't you ever wear shorts? He's like, well, I don't want people to see my legs.
Yeah.
I'm like, why? And he's like, because they're super pasty. Yeah. I'm like, you know how you solve that? He's like, wear shorts? I'm like, there you fucking go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, mine are a little bit hairy.
See, I have that issue. No, see, I do have that issue because I'll wear jeans constantly and then I'll wear shorts one day and people are like, oh, your legs are hairy. And I'm like, it's because you didn't notice this until because I had jeans on the entire time. Once I had shorts on, then y'all noticed. You guys just didn't see it. That's why it's so shocking. But
mine's really bad. You can
ask
ask Ethan.
Bad too.
I mean, yeah, I don't.
Like, it was a joke.
What do you mean I hate it?
It was a joke for a long time in school. Or was that just Tiff that pushed that joke?
It was mainly Tiff.
Oh, okay.
Okay, mine was so bad.
I just remember it being a large joke.
I'm gonna reveal something that
I made fun of you because of your, being fat. I don't think I ever made fun of you for being hairy.
I'm gonna reveal something because
at least you made fun of me for things I could change.
This still haunts me to this day. That I got called I had hairy legs throughout all of middle school because I hit puberty before just about anybody else as far as like getting hair on my legs. So I had like
brag about it.
hairy legs. No, see, I would, except
real.
for the fact that people would like bully me for it to the point where they grabbed like razors and would try shaving my legs.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, my brother and sister, my older brother, my older sister, I never saw it, but apparently I had really bad back hair when I was a kid. When I say kid, I mean like 5 and 6 years old.
Dude, that's not okay.
See, and the thing is I was so self-conscious about it that I would go to the bathroom and like try and find it, and I could not find like any hair on my back. It was like, like the fine blonde hairs that you have all over your body. Mm-hmm.
But there was just a lot of them.
I didn't even think there was a lot of them. I was like, that's the same. Like, my back is not as hairy as like my arms and my legs are. Like, it's just this. But then my brother would, anytime I would take my shirt off, I was like 5, 6, 7, like young, like little kid, and my brother would be like, "Sup, King Kong? Damn, look at your back." I could lose a quarter in there. Holy shit.
Then one day you started developing just scratches all over your back in school.
Yeah.
I don't know what was with that.
No, I figured out those are stretch marks.
Ow!
Yeah.
You're getting
Apparently,
fat.
I know, because I'm a guy. I guess since dudes don't deal with stretch marks as much as girls do, but I told Allison about like my weird marks that I have on my back. She was like, "Really? Show them to me." And I pulled my shirt up. She's like, "Those are just stretch marks. You just got really tall really quick."
Didn't have that issue as a kid. I don't have that issue.
Okay.
I have them. I used to have them. They were on my stomach because I was fat.
I have a giant scar on my back, but I don't have anything otherwise.
Nah. I should have scars in places where I don't. Apparently my scars fade really well.
That doesn't sound right, but I completely understand what you're talking about.
No, because one time my brother had like a katana.
Okay.
And one day he was away for work. And so I snuck into his room so I could play with his katana.
Mm-hmm.
And I did the whole thing where like I was just waving around his katana in his room, and I went to do the whole thing where like there's somebody behind you but you don't turn around, so you like stab behind you.
Yeah.
Like underneath your like
the
armpit.
cool Jedi move that you see like Qui-Gon Jinn try to pull off and then ended up dying. Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
So I tried to do that, and I heard like a rip, and I realized that I had cut my shirt, and I looked down, and the katana had gone in one side of my shirt and then out the back. And I was like, "Oh shit, my mom's gonna kill me. I ruined my shirt." And then I pull it out and I lift up my shirt and I cut my side open. Like I chopped one of my love handles in half.
You almost seppuku'd yourself.
I did. I almost seppuku'd myself. And then I was like, "Oh shit." And so I took the shirt off, bunched it up on the wound to like cover up the blood. And I was so terrified because 1, I wasn't supposed to be in my brother's room. 2, I definitely wasn't supposed to be playing with his sword. And 3, I just ruined a shirt. So I didn't tell anyone. So I like took the shirt, bunched it up around my side, and like walked from my brother's room to the other room. And my mom saw me and she was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "My shirt's dirty, gotta go change." So I walk in the other room and I like try to get it to stop bleeding. I go to the bathroom and I like tape it up with bandages and stuff. I throw the shirt away because I don't want my mom to see a ripped and blood-stained shirt, because she's gonna be so pissed because I ruined the shirt. And then I never told anyone about it ever, and I don't have a scar.
Wow, interesting.
You just told 6 other people about it.
Yep, you really did. You really did. Good job.
The statute of limitations on 7 or 8-year-old Ethan cutting up his side and ruining a shirt is pretty much, expired at this point.
I might show this to Miss Cindy.
Nah.
I would get in trouble for something completely different if you showed this podcast to my mother.
Yeah, he would. He really would.
Me stabbing myself in the gut and ruining a shirt when I was 8 years old is the last thing I would be worried about.
Yeah,
would get exposed from this podcast.
Definitely.
That's fair.
What was I going to bring up? Oh, I should have an eye patch, and I don't. Like, I should be blind in
Patch
my right
the freaking
eye.
pirate.
Oh my god.
I should be blind in my right eye.
I have an eye injury story as well.
Yeah, so, well, this has to do with my eyebrow, but it was supposed to hit my
dandruff?
eye. It's not dandruff.
Gosh, so excited.
Gosh, I really wish it was dandruff, but it was not. And that's on your left eyebrow, by the way. And I'm talking about my right.
Oh.
See, I remember you. I got you down. I remember what you said. Yep. But we were so I was at a friend's house. To give you an idea as to what type of friend this was, is he had two older brothers, and he was the youngest. And then they had like he had a sister, which was like a middle child. So there was 4 siblings. He had 3 siblings. There's 4 of them in total. And his dad was in the military. I think it was Army. He might have been in the Marines. I forget which branch he was in. But they would play Squad back when Squad was like way far in the back, like CS Source days. That was like Squad. But Squad was like still pretty much up to date, but similar to how CS Source looked. And they had a rule to where if you died, then you had to do 30 push-ups. That gives you an idea as to like this sort of family. Like if you played video games, you had to exercise. There was some point to it, because of their dad being in the military, and their mom was very much for that and would promote it as well. It was a very
so they got real good at video games.
Big, kinda, yeah. It was a really big military type of family. But they ended up doing. So I went to their house one day, and we ended up late at night started to decide to do airsoft stuff, which makes a lot of sense, versus bottle rockets. Doesn't make any sense. We were legit firing bottle rockets at people that were shooting.
Best.
Okay.
All right, man.
Sure.
I used to do that all the time, and Ethan's done it too.
Okay, it's all fun.
I mean, I have, but not with airsoft.
Yeah. So we were shooting like just little tiny airsoft stuff, and so of course it ended up being the 2 older brothers and then like their neighborhood friend. So those 3 against me, my friend who I was with, and somebody else. I think it was the neighborhood friend's brother that was also like really young. So it was us 3, and I had like some really crappy pistol. Whatever, doesn't matter. Basically, I get shot with a bottle rocket to the face, and one was on top of my head, and like it almost like set my hair on fire.
Nice.
But it didn't. And then the lady across the street, when she saw that, like came outside and like screamed at them about how they're gonna cause like a fire hazard or somebody's gonna get really hurt or whatever. And then it was like 2 minutes after that, like when she went in, then I got hit with a bottle rocket straight into the eyebrow, like directly, like just off my eye. But the thing is I remember that I just slightly like leaned myself forward a bit. Had I not done that, I would have gotten easily hit in the eyeball with the bottle rocket, because they were like up on a hill, and we were downhill trying to fire airsoft at them. So that real dumb. And then as soon as I started like wailing as I had a bottle rocket hit me right in the face, and then I tossed it down at the ground, and then it exploded. She immediately came outside and said, "Told you so," and I was left with a giant scar of like double the size of my eyebrow, and it got so bad that scar started actually at first it started as like a giant what was it, like a giant wound basically, to where it was like it was a scab that was trying to heal. Well, that scab started to go down my eyebrow and into my eye, so I couldn't see anything. It was disgusting.
Dang.
It was disgusting.
You just saw a scab?
Like, no, I saw black. I saw completely, but everybody else saw like a scab coming down.
Oh, so he does see color.
My eye.
That's a shame.
Yes, I do. I do see color. Yeah. Yeah, I admit it.
I admit
that
it
does
depends
sound
if you're talking about lighter
disgusting.
pigment.
But yeah, it was gross. And there was another time where I got hit with something on the eyebrow as again. This was back in pre-K. Basically, wooden stool to face. Not gonna bring up the story. Just wooden stool to face. Giant scab on my eyebrow again. Except this one was different because it would change color, which was really cool. It turned like blue, green, red, pink, purple, and then it was gone. But
so I have a story about my eye getting fucked up, and it has to do with airsoft. It also has to do with skin. That rat fuck.
Oh, what do you do?
I think I've heard this story.
So, yeah, no. So this was.
Oh, this happened while I was in school.
Yeah, no, this was your senior year.
Yeah, sure was.
So Skin, Wyatt, and I, and some other students were in we were in color guard together, which is basically it was like a drill team, and we had uniforms, flags, rifles, everything. The flagmen had sidearms because if you've ever seen a color guard or a drill team or anything, if you're a flagman, you don't have a rifle, you have a sidearm. The commander had a sidearm and the flagman had a sidearm. We couldn't actually have real sidearms. We couldn't have actual 1911s. We had actual M1 Garands, but we didn't have actual 1911s. So the 1911s we had were airsoft guns that looked like 1911s.
Okay.
And one day, before competition, it was like a Saturday before competition, all of the color guard was at the school because we were getting all of our uniform stuff together and cleaning it. We were cleaning everything, making sure everything was ready, making sure everything was in its place, so that it was ready for competition. It was basically just like an inventory day. We got there, and nobody had a lint roller. And so I drove from the school to Dollar General, grabbed a lint roller, came back. As I walk in the door, Mark, Wyatt, and a few other people are standing right by the door because they're doing something. Skin takes one of the sidearms, the airsoft guns, because they had found some airsoft BBs and they had put them in the airsoft guns and they had been shooting at each other throughout the school, just having fun, just fucking around. He levels it, and I didn't know that they had found airsoft BBs and were actually shooting at each other because that had happened while I was gone trying to get a lint roller. He levels this pistol in my face, and I look at him and I shrug and I go, "What are you gonna do? Shoot me?" And it was at that moment that he pulled the trigger and shot me directly in the eyeball with an airsoft gun from about an inch and a half away.
Oh, jeez.
When I was looking at him, my entire field of view for one eye was the end of the barrel of this gun, and he shot me directly in the eyeball. I hit the floor and just screamed. Everyone stopped, looked at me. Skin was just standing there with the gun in his hand, just in shock. Wyatt looks at me on the ground, just holding my face and screaming bloody murder. And then he looks at Skin and goes, "You didn't."
I can hear it. I can hear it in the Wyatt voice. You
And then
didn't.
I put an ice pack on my eye, and the scariest part was when I went to the bathroom.
Found the
when
eye
I finally
later on the floor.
No. So what had actually happened is I had blinked in just enough time that the airsoft BB hit my eyelid and then just bruised my eye. Because if it had gone into my eye and my eyelid hadn't been in between the BB and my eyeball, I probably would be blind in one eye right now. But my reaction time was fast enough that after he pulled the trigger, I blinked just in time for it to just hit my eyelid, and so it just bruised my eye, which still hurt like hell, and I got all swollen, and it was super gross. But the worst part was when I went to the bathroom a little while afterwards. I'd had ice on it, so it was all numb, so I couldn't feel anything. I went to the bathroom and finally took the ice pack off and opened my eye just a little bit to look into the mirror. My eye, the whites of my eyes were completely bloodshot.
Yeah.
So except for my my pupil and my iris, the rest of my eye was just red, just bright red. And then I looked, and as I blinked, tears started to roll down my eyes, but it was tears mixed with blood.
Just crying blood.
I was crying blood, and then like a whole big glob of mucus had like built up in my tear ducts. And of course everything was swollen. So it was like bright red eye, big ball of mucus, red tears rolling down my face. And I remember just looking at it and screaming down the hallway, because I was like down the hallway from where everyone else was. I was just like, what the fuck, Skin? And this was like 2 days before competition.
I remember you being mad at Skin, like legitimately angry with Skin for like a couple days.
For a few days I was legitimately mad at Skin. And for the longest time, he was like, I had the safety on, and I was like, we've had these pistols for years. You know, the safeties don't do shit. Like,
I have an eye story, but it's nothing about me. I shot somebody in the eye, but it's not near as bad. Okay, it's not near the same. So, my mom is one of those people that, like, when, like, events happen, she just likes to take around, like, a camera and take photographs and stuff like that. Like, you know, normal mom stuff. So I'm sitting there, day of Christmas, I unwrap a new Nerf gun. My mom goes, hey, look at it and shoot me with it. And I went, alright. So I pull it back and load the not ordinary Nerf dart, but a Velcro Nerf dart. No other. Stick it in there and fire it and hit her directly in the eyeball with a Velcro Nerf dart. And she was like,
Jesus.
She was mad at me, but I was like, I don't think you'd be mad at that. You told me to shoot it. Like, I didn't, like, I wasn't just aiming for eyeball, but you know, I mean, things happen, dude.
I mean, in that sense, if we're gonna go by that logic, then technically Ethan shouldn't be mad at Skin either, because he told him to fire.
I'm not saying he should be.
No, I did not tell him. I did not hit her. I did not. I said, what are you gonna do?
Hi, Mark.
Shoot me? I walked in the door and I went, oh, hi, Mark. And got shot in the eyeball.
Yes. That might have actually happened.
I remember distinctly because before I got shot, Wyatt was showing everyone else a clip from the Boondock Saints.
That's perfect.
It was the scene where they're all the three guys are hanging out in the one guy's apartment, and they're all drinking and talking or whatever, and then he slams his hand down on the table, and then the gun goes off and it shoots the cat, and the cat gets like splattered all over the wall.
It would have been perfect had it been the scene where
the movie hadn't seen it.
It would have been perfect if it was the scene.
We're adding Boondock Saints to the list.
Oh yeah. Never mind.
Aaron, I have an actual list of movies.
I figured you did.
Do you have it numbered?
No.
Dang, I was gonna ask what number we're at.
I mean, I can look at how many there is.
Go ahead and count. I want to hear what the total is.
So we have, well, two of these are just, one is every Indiana Jones movie, and the other is James Bond movies. So.
Okay.
But we have Apocalypse Now, Donnie Darko, every Indiana Jones movie, Breakfast Club, James Bond movies, The Rock, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, and Boondock Saints.
These are all movies I haven't seen, along with a longer list by the time we get done. I don't watch movies.
Mm-hmm.
We're compiling a list of movies Aaron needs to see.
Can I watch
it
on my phone?
At watching movie.
No, that's your problem. That is the problem.
That was the joke.
Okay. Now,
it was not in good taste, Aaron.
Here, you may be able to add this to the list.
Just like my movies.
Have you watched any Home Alone movies?
Yeah, I've seen all of them.
Okay. We're good.
Those are PG, so I could see them.
Yeah.
What about, what about Red Dawn?
I've seen Red Dawn.
Not the new one.
See, it's always the crap version. It's always
yeah. If there's ever like a shitty remake or just a bad version of the show, that's the one Aaron's seen.
That's me. That's me as a person. I'm a bad remake of something. Gotta find the good one.
You gotta find the good remake. The one that's seen every single movie that we've listed so far.
Yeah.
My dog is barking.
Yeah.
Right outside my door.
Yeah.
Do y'all think this is a good place to wrap things up?
I think so, because the dog's barking like right outside Ethan's door. So we better end it quick, or else it's just gonna get louder.
So I can go beat my dog to death?
Yeah, go. Well, hey.
Just like your brother does your kids.
Yes, precisely. This is actually the same brother's dog.
Oh, fitting. Yep. All right. Thank you all for listening all the way to the end of the Wight Noise Podcast.
Shut up.
We'll be back next week with a few extra topics. Possibly going to get that Minecraft whole thing situated. Also, we're not going to be doing that, and we're gonna it's going to take us a couple weeks to get that through because Ethan is going to be switching out soon.
Yeah. Right now I'm living with my brother because it's the summer, but school starts back in.
So there may be a week without a podcast as well.
Yeah, because I have to go to my parents' house for a couple days to get together all my stuff because I didn't bring everything. I didn't bring everything with me to my brother's house, so I have to go to my parents' house first, get all my stuff together, and then I'll have to go and move back into my dorm and get everything set up there. So that'll be around. I think I'm going home on the 15th of August. And I'm moving back into the dorms on the 18th. So there may be a few days. There will be a few days where I'll be dark.
Also, eventually, one day, I'll start editing a raid video. It'll get there. Probably when I quit my other job. Because, again, I'm not spending the only 4 hours of free time I have in my house editing videos.
Right? Yeah, no, that's
hey,
totally
Aaron,
fine.
you gonna send me your audio?
Yes, I have a reminder. It's for in the morning.
So most of the time when the podcast is late,
it's my
fault.
No,
but this last time, it may have been Aaron's fault.
I forgot to send my audio. See, I have to send my audio, and then he puts it in. See, I forget to send the audio because my internet's garbage. So if I send the audio, start uploading it, when this ends, I won't be able to do anything for the rest of the night. So I have to start it really early in the morning.
But in 3 weeks, you guys should expect us to have some more stuff uploaded a little bit faster. A lot of an actual variety to things instead of just one Destiny 2 video and everything else podcasts like it is right now.
Yep.
So probably the start of September. That's what we'll shoot for. Start of September. Because hopefully Ethan will be back situated in his dorm. Hopefully I'll have my new monitor and I'll be at my other job and quit my
I'll have better RAM so I can actually do streaming stuff. I can be stream buddies with Ethan.
Download.
By the way, check out my stream at twitch.tv/Krynot.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's the link.
It is. Yep. You can go ahead and look at it right now. It totally is. You'll leave it in the description anyways, because you're good about leaving links in description, like our Discord server. You're real good about it. But yeah.
Was that?
Nothing.
Was that?
Nope.
Was that? Are you trying to?
No, I'm not doing anything. You're good. You're good.
I was never told to leave our Discord.
It's been a great podcast, you guys. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. See you guys
Did
later.
we ever announce that?
See y'all next week. What?
Did we have a Discord server?
Yeah.
Hey, we have a Discord server. It's called the Isle of Wight. I'll leave a link for it.
Yeah. Yeah. See y'all next week.